Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you already know, this is your U.S. General 5-drawer tool cart with side tray and D compartment. Today is Tuesday, as you can see. We just now making it back over to the storage unit, getting back to it, getting busy as always. Okay. In today's segment, in this particular video, what I would like to do is get out a couple of ratchets from 3 different tool truck brands to give a little honest review and an honest opinion when it comes to this particular drive size. Okay. I will also like, to get a little feedback from the viewers as far as what they think and when using some of these particular tools, how they held up for them and their opinions as far as which one that they prefer and which ones that they like. Okay. But I ain't gonna hold you up too much more longer in the introductory of things. But as I always state, as usual, I always keep my signature lingering somewhere in the background. My Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You already know. Okay, so pretty much I'm about to get some items out to the top of the tool cart. We're going to get a good visual and we're going to dive right into it. So walk with me. Let's get it. All right, now that I have a few ratchets sitting out at the top of the tool cart, just to give you a quick rundown. Once again, these are 1/4-inch drive ratchets. All right. The first runner-up, as you can see, is by MAC Tools, and this is the MAC Access Non-Locking Flex Head. The part number is MR99OFPA. The second runner-up that you see sitting in the center is the Matco Locking Flex Head. Okay, the part number is AFR98LFR. And what you are taking a look at towards the back in 1/4-inch drive is a snap-on non-locking flex head, and the part number is THLLF72. Okay, as we're taking a look at these particular ratchets right here, as you can see, the MAC Access 1/4-inch is actually coming in the shortest in length compared to the Matco and the snap-on. The snap-on is coming in at a longer length. I do actually have a lot of different ratchets that I could have done in this particular demonstration, but I wanted to keep it in the 1/4-inch drive selection, just as well as I do have the snap-on locking flex head in 1/4-inch drive, but it basically wasn't needed to be pulled out in this demonstration because it does actually sit at semi the same length as the MAC Access that you see towards the front. Okay, so that is one of the main first things that I want to point out, because you can see the indifferential amongst the three when it comes to its length size. The second thing that I would like to point out, okay, is the body design of each particular ratchet. Okay, when it comes to the MAC Access, as you can see right here, okay, they designed these ratchets with more of a breaker bar design style when connected to the head of the ratchet, compared to some of the other brands, which is the Matco and the Snap-on, just as well as there's many other brands out there in the tool field. Okay. Another thing I want you to take notice to is that the MAC Access shaft and body of the ratchet is thicker than the Matco and the Snap-on. The Matco is slightly thicker than the Snap-on, even though the Snap-on has the most longest length amongst the three. Okay. When it comes to the tooth count of all three of these ratchets, the MAC Access in tooth count is beating out the two opposing, which the MAC Access is coming in at a 90 tooth count. The Matco is coming in at an 88 tooth count, and the Snap-on is coming in at an 80 dual design, which is an 80 tooth count. In my honest opinion, the Snap-on still sounds the smoothest, even though it is one of the opposing that has the less tooth count amongst the two up front. Okay, when it comes to the MAC Access and the Matco, the tooth count sounds a little bit more high pitched just as well. By it sounding so high pitched, and they basically supposed to be a higher tooth count, it's sounding as if that it takes more for the teeth to engage and why you hear the high pitched sound. I could be wrong. There couldn't be a viewer or another individual out there who does these reviews that, they can correct me on that. Okay. But we are going to take a listen to some of these features when it comes to these particular three ratchets. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ratchets turned around because I only have two hands while I'm recording in order for us to get a good sound on the tooth counts amongst the three. So let's get it. All right, as I have all three ratchets aligned, once again, the MAC axis that you see here is first. In the center is the MACO, and towards the far right hand side is the snap-on. Okay, so like I said, we're going to get a good listen to the tooth count amongst the three. All right, see if I can get a little closer. And you can hear that, how high pitched, okay, that particular ratchet is. Now moving along to the MACO, okay. Now you can hear it's taking less for the tooth to engage, and this is 88 tooth, but you can still hear the high pitched sound of the teeth engaging. Okay. Now moving along to the snap-on, and as you can hear that the snap-on is a whole lot much more quieter, and there's nothing sticking. Now when it comes to these three particular ratchets, in my honest opinion, I always go with the snap-on. All right. Even though the MACO, has a more slimmer design, okay, it does have a recessed locking feature compared to Snap-on's design in their locking mechanism. I never really have an issue with the locking mechanisms. Honestly speaking, I really prefer to have the non-locking. Sometimes locking does come in handy, when I'm basically trying to break a fastener, or if I just need to hold a particular position. Okay. But in most instances, in most cases, I do prefer, to use the non-locking. So when it comes to the viewers out there, who work with tools on a regular, I would like to, hear y'all opinions and what you think about using some of these tools. Not everybody has a Snap-on dealer. Some individuals have a Mac dealer. Some individuals who have a Mac dealer may not have a Snap-on dealer or a MACO dealer. So there's individuals out there with different preferences and different choices of equipment that they basically use. Okay. But these are my first impressions when it comes to work. Like I stated that, I would go with the Snap-on first before I go with the other brands. But when it comes to the other brands, I do like the body style of the Mac Access. Okay. In a long run, I would believe that it would hold up a whole lot much more longer. I can't justify to give an honest opinion on the head and the gear mechanism, okay, because these are designed a little bit differently compared to some other ratchets. You do have a Mac design where they actually do have retaining screws towards the back end plate, but this is that particular Mac Access that does not have that. Okay, but they do have them towards the front here. Okay, I still feel most comfortable, with my Snap-ons. I'm not taking anything away, from the other brands. As you can see, a lot of individuals, they don't like MACO ratchets and things like that of that nature. I actually do have a MACO ratchet, as you can see here. I only have a MACO ratchet in 1/4 inch drive. I don't have MACO ratchets in any other drives but 1/4 inch. Okay, and I basically picked up this particular ratchet due to the fact of its 1/4 inch drive and locking mechanism, because the one that Snap-on provides doesn't provide the length that I need. So this is why this is in my selection of tools. But when it comes to 3/8 drive and half-inch drive, when it comes to Matco, I'm not really that interested. But once again, not taking anything away from the brand or the tool truck company and things like that of that nature. Okay. So like I said, um, when it comes to the Mac Access, I do like the Mac Access. In 1/4 inch, I wish that it was a little bit more longer. Once again, they may provide this 1/4 inch version and non-locking in a longer length. Just unfortunately, I don't have it in my selection of tools, but I'm using this particular one, to give this particular demonstration. If there is another one that's in a longer length, and there's a viewer or a subscriber out there or individual who work in a professional field who actually own it, drop a part number, let me know that it exists. Once again, I don't have a Mac dealer, nor do I have a Matco dealer. I have a Snap-on dealer. But that's not to say that I don't have access to a lot of these other different tool truck brand quality tools. Okay. So that's, where that's at the prior moment. So back now to the features and moving along, when it comes to the selector switches of each individual ratchet, I do believe that the Mac and the Matco are one and one. They did very well with being able to recess the switching mechanisms. It's a whole lot better design than the Snap-ons. The Snap-ons, as you can see, still has its old switch design. I believe that they should move away from that particular design, all right, when it comes to their particular ratchets, because it still is the same on most of the majority, no matter whether it's 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 drive, and half-inch drive. Okay, so that is one thing that Matco has an edge on Snap-on and Mac, that they have the most recessed switch mechanism. But when it comes to the Mac Access switch mechanism is very, very smooth. See, there are things that I actually like about the Mac Access ratchets. I have the Mac Access ratchets in non-locking and locking, okay? And when it comes to the features of its breaker bar designs, just as well as their switch mechanisms, are features that I really, really like when it comes to their particular products and items, okay? But my overall pick still is Snap-on. Snap-on is still the winner on my end of the stick. Okay. When it comes to the viewers and subscribers out there, they may not necessarily agree. That's okay. Everybody has their own opinion and their own preferable choice of what type of tool that they may like. There's plenty of individuals out there that do not like tool truck brands at all. They rather go with non-tool truck brands, just so to say, is a company like Tecton or SK or Milwaukee, and there's so many others, Carlisle and Sunex, and there's so many out there to name, okay, which is cool and it's fine. There's no spilt milk when it comes to the opinions and things like that. I'll be wanting to hear some of this stuff, all right? So feel free to comment on what you see, give your experience when using some of these particular tools, okay, so that the individuals who look towards some of these reviews for information to get a good idea of what could be the best possible choice, which would suit them, okay, and what's the best bang for their particular buck. I'm not going to get into price ranges amongst the three different ratchets, but later on I will leave links in the description so that you can get the specifications and how much things cost and things like that. I normally do that with most of the majority of the videos. I'm not sponsored by no tool brand or no tool truck company or any of that. Anytime that you see a video coming from me on this channel, you're basically getting reviews based upon my own personal opinions of my own personal equipment, my own tools. You understand? There's nothing that is given to me for free in order to give content. I give content to the viewers and subscribers, okay, due to the fact of what I have in play and I'm capable of doing so. So it's nothing for me to create content over and over because I don't have to go out my way to obtain any of these items in order to give a review or content. It just basically takes for me to have them in hand, putting them to use, in a professional settings or on my leisure time, whether I'm at home, no matter what the situation is, in order to give you a proper understanding and a proper opinion when it comes to some of these particular tools. All right. As you can see, the lengths in the handles. Okay. When it comes to the Mac Access handles, they are a little bit more harder than the two others. Macos handles are always, very soft. When it comes to the 1/4 inch drive, they're not as soft as they would technically be in a 3/8 drive, whether standard handle or flex head. Even though I'm not an owner of many different Maco ratchets, I have worked with Maco ratchets in the past. Okay, that was owned by other technicians that I worked side by side with. So I do know how, some of their equipment do fail, even though preferably most of the majority of my equipment is in different brands. Okay, so that's pretty much what that is at the prior moment. So we're gonna end this video right about here. Like I stated, I would like to get the viewers' opinions out there as far as which brand you think is the best, whether it's Mac or Snap-on or Maco, and once again, which one do you prefer? All right, in your daily use and things like that of that nature. Okay, once again, today is Tuesday. I want everybody to enjoy, all right, and keep it blessed and safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Until that next tool review, that next modification video, we gonna check you later. Peace.